Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Jhin updated complete guide. Now, as a lot of you guys know, Jhin is basically one of my two favorite champions, the other one being Lucian, but we haven't covered Jhin in a hot minute on the channel. But of course, before we get into it, don't forget to check out Jin's basic guide that I'll put up in the cards above for his skills, living order tips and tricks, as well as some combos. So this is basically Jin's new kind of best build, and honestly, I saw a lot of the top players using it. I couldn't really believe it until I tested it for myself, and I kind of know why. You guys will see from this video as well, from the gameplay later, why. And it's a really long gameplay. It's like a 27-28 minute game, I think. Which is why the video is kind of so long, but you know, so as to not waste any more time, let's jump straight into it. So basically, this Jhin build, your whole goal is to one-shot people. So how are you going to do that? First up, you're going to start off with the Boots of Dynamism, which is something I never thought I'd say. You get 30 AD and 10 Armor Pen, right? So next up, you go for the Collector, 40 AD, another 10 Armor Pen, and the Death and Taxes passive, which isn't really important. The important part is the Armor Pen and the AD and the crit. And then here, again, stacking with the Armor Pen. Here we have another 10 Armor Pen. Then we have Infinity Edge, second item, which of course your fourth shot is always going to crit. So this is already going to give you value as a second item. You get a lot of AD, you get additional crit damage. And then we get the Magnetic Blaster, which is a very, very crucial component of this build, because this gives you that long range auto where in late game, if you have like a fourth shot queued up, and you just walk up and like you Q 4-shot, someone could just die. If someone is at like half health, 3/4 health, you just walk up, you 4-shot, that guy might even just die if it's a squishy. So get the extra range. Of course, your attack speed is going to get converted into AD because of Jin's passive. You also have, as I said, the passive where you get the static shift passive, the rapid fire passive. And of course, you have Mole Reminder. You of course get your Armor Pen as well as your Grievous Wounds. And the last item is very flexible, so you could go for defensive options like GA for the revive, like Starex for the shield, or even something like Maw for the magic damage shield as well as the magic resist. And funnily enough, in this game you will see me go for all three. That's how long the game is. I'm swapping them around left, right, and center. And the last option you have as your last item is actually Bloodthirster. Now you will notice this build has no healing, so even though you will max out on crit, you can actually go for Bloodthirster as the last item, because the AD and the healing you get is still going to be very, very good. And that is an option as well if you don't want to go for a defensive option, or if you just prefer having healing in your build, things like that. So speaking of healing, Fleet Footwork is going to give you some healing. It is of course going to give you additional movement speed, healing, and things like that. In lane it's really good, and in the later part of the game it's also pretty decent. Now really you only go for this because you don't have any better option yet. Some people talked about going for like First Strike on Jhin, especially with this lethality kind of one-shot kind of build. First Strike might be good, but overall I just felt that First Strike is just not the room for Jhin. I've tried many matches with First Strike Jhin, and I just think that Fleet Footwork is better. So here, for the runes, you actually don't want to go for Brutal. You actually probably want to go for Gathering Storm. I did go for Brutal in this match, but I realized that just looking at this like 30-minute game, I did like less than 500 damage with Brutal. So Brutal really isn't that valuable. I think that Gathering Storm is probably going to be more valuable, and it's kind of funny saying that because Gathering Storm is one of the most, not most, but least valuable runes you could possibly get. But yeah, we are in a situation where Gathering Storm is probably better than Brutal. Giant Slayer is normally going to be the best here. And here we have a second debate. So normally I go for Legend Bloodline for the healing, because as I said, we have no healing in the build. I think it's essential. But some people like to go for Alacrity. Now Alacrity gives you attack speed, but Jhin can't gain attack speed. So it's going to get converted into attack damage. So that's why some people like going for the Legend Alacrity, but I don't. Now here, normally I like to take Hex Splash. But another very popular rune is also Nimbus Cloak for the additional movement speed when you cast summoner spells, or of course bone plating can be really good as well, depending on what you like. So for the spells, we normally want to go for Flash together with Ghost. Ghost, of course, really helpful for Jhin to run in and out. Movement speed is the name of the game for Jhin, but Exhaust can also be good if you're into certain comps with a lot of assassins and the like. So with all that out the way, let's jump into our gameplay itself. Alright, so now we're hopping into the gameplay itself. Now as usual, of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions, queries, or remarks, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will, of course, be sure to address them. So thankfully, Jhin is not really the kind of support that really cares too much about, not the kind of ADC that really cares too much about what his support is. So he works pretty well with Engagers and Enchanters as well. He generally does prefer Engagers though, because he's not really the kind of person that benefits a lot from getting buffed. Like for example, if you have like a Lulu or even a Yumi, it's not really that helpful for him because he attacks way too slow for him to really get buffed, right? Because he attacks really slow, he can't really proc a lot of stuff, for example. But yeah. So anyways, regardless, here we're gonna take a look at what's happening now. Sivir, our lane opponent, is a little bit late to lane, and Jhin is a pretty strong early game champion. So ideally, you want to be able to bully people in lane through your bounces, like what I'm trying to do here, as well as just from your auto attacks, like landing 4 shots on them, landing autos on them. It's gonna hurt. Like if you and enemy ADC trade 1 auto for 1 auto, Jhin always wins the trade because his autos do a lot of damage. Sivir finally makes it to the lane. And here we get the bounce onto the Lux. We get the root onto her as well. And now we're just trading onto them. Now, Sivir is still level 1, so she's definitely going to be losing this trade. Has to flash the bubble. Really good flash by Sivir, because if that bubble actually hit, she would have been in serious trouble there. Because we were about to complete the reload, and we would have maybe been able to kill her if we unloaded the clip and maybe had to flash on the tower, something like that. But yeah, good flash by Sivir. We did force her exhaust and her flash on the Sivir already, so ideally we want to be able to go for the Sivir again, and this will probably, more likely than not, net us a kill onto the Sivir if we can you know, CC her or anything like that. Now of course on the flip side, Lux can CC us as well, so we don't want to just you know, walk up willy-nilly. We want to be careful about it. And here Sivir actually gets the push. Now here I'm trying to disrupt her back, but Lux actually walks in the way of the Sivir, and Sivir is able to back in time before Nami hits the bubble. Nami ends up taking a chunk, which ends up totaling to like 3/4 for health plus the minion damage, and yeah, kind of is out of mana at the moment. So I want to back as well to complete my boots. So I'm quickly just shoving in this wave to get enough gold for my boots, and of course also to try to deny some minions if possible. Sivir should be reaching the lane really soon though. There she is. So not too much is really denied here, but with the boots and the longsword, we are going to be at a pretty significant advantage. Now Sivir doesn't have her boot item completion yet, but it looks like she is just backed again. I think that she just took that last 1 or 2 minions, which gave her enough for the boots, and she just backed again. And as you can see here, of course we didn't know this in the game at this point in time, but you can see here from the replay too that she did actually complete her boots, so she did actually back right there. But of course, after she walks back into lane, like we see her here, and we check the scoreboard, we know that she has actually backed here. She spell shields the Jhin Q, which is not really what you want to spell shield. Gets hit by the Nami bubble instead. The auto target targets the Lux instead, and because of that, we actually lose out on the kill. So lesson learned here, guys. Don't use the auto target on the Jhin W. Now this has happened to me numerous times. Sometimes you just get a bit lazy about it. But either way, we flash and we finish her off. Now Lux gets hit by the knockup. Tryndamere is coming and whacking me on the backside. And we end up not being able to finish the kill onto Lux just out of sheer panic of Tryndamere just being there. Now Tryndamere is running Nami down, has to pop the heal, pops the ulti as well, finally gets the cooldown for his dash and finishes off the Nami. So not really the most ideal chain of events, but you know, could have been worse as well, so it's fine overall. We did get the kill onto Sivir. Sivir has her summon spells back up though. I'm just launching a blind W into this bush here to see if Tryndamere might be in there backing. If he was, he probably already backed. If he wasn't, then yeah. So anyways, here Sivir is back in the game. Not back in the game, back in the lane. Shoving in the minion wave here. But Jhin has really good wave clear, so we are able to quickly shove out the minion wave. Lux gets hit by the bubble here, and I am able to get off a decent trade onto the Lux. I try to Hex Flash forward to get the 4th shot onto Sivir, but I don't get enough range to do so. So instead I'm just going to clear out the minions. You can see that Jhin can actually compete with Sivir's wave clear, because Jhin, if you combo onto the wave correctly, you can actually instantly clear the wave, but you rarely ever want to do that because you don't really ever want to just shove the wave instantly. There's no real point of doing so. So here we are just trying to get the minions without taking too much poke from Sivir, really. And if Sivir is shoving us in consistently, it means we can't really you know, damage or anything like that. So that's not very ideal. The issue here is that Nami is actually pretty low, so we can't really you know, walk up too much, because if not, Nami could be in trouble. Now I'm kind of running out of mana as well, so we decide to make the executive decision to actually take a reset here. Now somehow Lux root actually hits me there. I thought I was out of range because I was pretty far back on the tower, but turns out I was actually in range. So instead, now that that's happened, I'm just going to shove out another wave. And this time, this is going to probably deny a minion or two from them, and we're going to back again. Now this time, Nami actually gets hit. I try to disrupt my back, if you see, I try to cancel it. But I end up walking inside the base instead, just because I was a little bit busy shopping there. But Nami ends up basically getting one shot, which is not very ideal. Tryndamere finally gets shut down. Dragon fight is ongoing. I pop the current call, finishing off the Veigar, and now Sivir is coming in here to fight me. I'm not sure why, because Sivir doesn't win against me, gets caught up by Tristana, and I'm able to get just one bullet in for the kill. With that, the movement speed reset off of the Ghost, but I'm not able to really reach the Lux here. I am, however, going to be able to get this wave out real quickly. As I said, Jhin's wave clear is insane if you can wave clear properly, so we do just that. And here we can recall to get our collector, I believe, so that's exactly what we are going to do. Recalling to pick up the collector, and additional longsword to boot as well, seeing as we have the goal to do so. And with that out of the way, we're going to make our way back to the lane. Now, taking a look at the gold throughout the map, honestly, every lane other than ours is relatively even, to be honest. The gold difference is not that big. We, however, have a 1k gold lead on the Sivir, which is pretty big. So we have our team's main advantage at the moment, barely dodging out the Lux Q there. And also, we have a Tristana jungle, in case you guys didn't notice. We have a Tristana jungle. Yeah, and the whole game, the Tristana jungle and the Zyra are kind of just flaming each other. Cause Zyra basically is kind of feeding even now. Like, she's 1 in 3, so she's kind of feeding. And Tristana jungle is kind of a weird pick. And you guys know how Wild Rift works. Whenever you have like a weird pick, it's always gonna get flamed, even if it does well. Unless it does very, very well and carries the team. But even if it does decent, it always gets flamed, because it's just like people just want you to conform to the meta. So yeah, that just always happens. So here we're just picking up some plates. We can't really kill them, but we can, of course, just get an advantage just through plates alone. Of course, being sure to lay down the traps to slow Tryndamere down if he happens to show up. And here, just clearing out the minion wave and maybe just grabbing a reset here to just get some item components like the BF sword. Of course, BF sword is a pretty big buy. It's 40 AD, which is the same AD as the collector, by the way. So really, really big buy. Literally doubles our AD from items aside from boots. And here's some shenanigans happening in the mid lane. Now, the reason why I'm ignoring mid lane here and going top is because I don't want to defend the mid lane tier 2 against 3 people. Right? It's not going to happen. So I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to go top to get the wave, and maybe if Sivir makes a mistake, kill her, or if she doesn't, you know, just wait around, get the next wave, things like that. Like, I don't want to be defending mid against 3 people, because I'm just gonna die. So anyways, here I'm kind of just running in here, trying to get the Tryndamere. We actually get the Tryndamere with the 4th shot, timing it right, and see if we can get anybody else. I'm not sure why Pantheon didn't just jump onto Veigar there. If he did, I could have just changed the seat with him. Veigar probably dies. Pantheon tries to flash and steal the blue buff from me. I'm not sure. He doesn't even have Hex Slash, by the way, so I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Sivir actually gets the tower in the meanwhile, so she did get the trade onto the tower. I tried to W into the bush in case she had a greedy recall in that bush, but she didn't, so I don't actually hit anything. So I'm just going to clear up these 2 waves, and turns out she didn't even recall. She's still here. So I'm not too interested in dealing with her at the moment. If Sivir plays correctly, you can pretty much just never reach her, because she just instantly clears the wave with all of her spells, and you pretty much can't get the kill on her. So she's just gonna be on the tower, just just basically clearing the wave, and you can never get the tower, nor can you ever get her. So no point wasting time with that. We're just going to clear the wave and reset. At least now she's scared enough that she's letting me push in. Right? She's not just walking up and clearing the wave, because she doesn't really know where my teammates are, because they're in the jungles. She has to respect it, and she has to let me push in, and then only after that can she clear the wave when I push it in. So I do have priority over her, but in this case it's not too relevant. Now Tristana jungle dies right before the dragon spawns. Probably means that dragon's going to go over to the enemy team. So here, the dragon has spawned, and of course we can't really contest it because of the fact our jungle is dead, but we're going to try anyway. So Jhin can sometimes steal dragon with the 4th shot. So here, we are going to finish off the Veigar. Coming in here, Smite comes in. Unfortunately, I walk in there like an idiot. I didn't have my 4th shot, by the way, so I'm just trolling here. I end up just getting run down by Tryndamere and dying. Pantheon is the next victim, gets run down as well. The Zyra has to flash away. Tristana jumps in onto the Sivir, is able to finish her off eventually. Gets rooted by the Lux, unfortunately. And looks like she's about to get finished off by the Tryndamere. Ends up surviving, but I believe dies to a minion. I believe he walks back and dies to a minion there. But yeah, regardless, Tristana kind of trolled it there. Should have just run away when she had the chance. I'm not sure why she's walking back. But yeah, definitely screwed it up there. Thankfully though, we respawned in time to save our inhibitor, both in mid as well as in bot. And yeah, so now the game is starting to take a turn for the worse. Now taking a look at the scoreboard now, just now it was pretty even. Now we can see that Vladimir has nearly a 2k gold lead. Tryndamere has a 2k gold lead over the Tristana, and Veigar has also a 2k gold lead over the Zyra. So on all 3 lanes now, our 3 lanes are losing by like 2k gold, which collectively is like 6k gold. And you can see that in the scoreboard, that's pretty much the story of the game. Now I still have about 1k gold lead over the Sivir, but it's cancelled out by the 1k gold lead Lux has over the Nami. So yeah, so here I'm able to get the root onto the Vladimir, and Vladimir does end up dying to my team. So I'm starting to realize that I'm really my team's only hope. Now, sounds a little bit cocky saying that sometimes, but in reality, it's true. Like you see, we have like 9k gold. The rest of our team, like Pantheon, he has like 7k gold. So does Zyra, Tristana. Might actually be useful in the late game, to be honest, but at this point in time, not too useful at the moment. Of course, Nami is still always going to be useful with the utility to just buff up our entire team. And yeah, the whole enemy team is a problem, especially Tryndamere. Tryndamere can just run me down. Thankfully he doesn't have Ghost here. He has Flash, which is kind of troll, but he can just run me down if he gets an opportunity to, and he is just gonna kill me in like probably 3 auto attacks. So he has like full crit here, full 3 crit items, attack speed boots, things like that. Vladimir is probably gonna kill me pretty easily as well, and so is Veigar. Now has 2 items. And yeah, Lux probably can even one-shot me as well. She has a Magi's, which is 18 stacks now. So here, despite the fact that, despite all this, we're just going to let Tristana take the red buff, because no reason to deny, you know, the buff share. And in return, she, of course, takes the Raptors from us instead. You know how solo queue is, it always goes that way. So here, we're just clearing out the minion wave. And here, Receiver is a little bit overextended, so I'm trying to see if we can get a pick onto her, Veigar as well. But, you know, nothing too much really comes of it. In fact, Vladimir is pushing in on the other side, so we kind of have to stop them everywhere from just, you know, just taking our base. I'm just going to quickly get back here, get the Magnetic Blaster. Of course, 3 item is a pretty strong power spike for Jhin. Here's where you get the extra range that 1 auto should be able to do a bunch of damage here onto the enemies, of course. And yeah, so here just using the traps to just check the bush. And just clearing out waves, just trying to get farm. Enemy team probably might be doing Baron here. Vladimir gets engaged on by Pantheon, gets bursted down, but is surviving. Now here I'm trying to get out the long range auto. Sivir makes a big mistake by flashing in, dies to me. I have my 4th shot ready. I root the Lux, try to go in there with the 4th shot. I should have Q 4th shot, by the way. I messed up the combo here now. Vladimir is on me, and I think I'm in trouble. I'm trying to kite him away, and I actually managed to finish him off with the 4th shot. Now Veigar is probably in more trouble than what he wants to believe. So here I pop the ulti. He is able to flash out, not flash out, but actually he is able to blast plant out of the ulti range. Yeah, so here you can see where we have to kind of put on the carry pants here and try our best to kill the enemy team and survive while the rest of our team is dying. But here you can see the good news is that Tristana is kind of catching up to us in gold. So she has been, despite dying non-stop, she has been actually farming really, really well. She has 9 deaths, but almost the same gold as me. So she is getting a good amount of gold, and she has 3 items. So at this point, Tristana might be able to start carrying us as well, which, of course, I don't mind. Like, I love being the carry as much as the next guy, but I just want to win the game. So the more people on my team that can win me the game, the better. Right, so here, enemy team, of course, picks up the Baron. Baron waves are kind of crashing in. Looks like the enemy team is going to get the Infernal Soul as well, because Tristana has only just respawned and doesn't look like there's any hope in hell for our team to really reach the dragon fight and get the soul. There is the Infernal Soul coming through for the enemy team. And here you can see Vladimir has Crown, but the thing about Jhin is that I don't actually have to use any spells on him. So Vladimir has Crown, and Veigar is building towards Crown as well. So the trick to dealing with these 2 Crown users is just to not use abilities on them. Like, I just need to auto attack. So here, I'm at half health. I'm trying to go onto the Veigar, but I pretty much underestimate Veigar, and Veigar just presses the ulti and one-shots me from half health, which obviously is a big mistake for myself. not taking into account the Veigar ult. And honestly, I'm the best target to ult for the Veigar if you really just look at it. Obviously, I'm the main carry of the team at the moment, so I can really only go near him when he doesn't have ult. And you can see that at this point he has so many stacks and so much AP that even without his ult, he can just one-shot people if he hits his spells. The only thing about it is that it's not very easy to hit Veigar W, especially because people are just going to walk out of the way. So normally the main threat of Veigar is his ult because it's point and click and you can't just dodge it. So here Zyra trying her best to defend the inhib against a Vladimir and the Tryndamere. Tryndamere dashing in, focusing the tower. Zyra is flashing away, Nami wave comes in. Tryndamere starts tanking the tower, has the Undying Rage though, and does pop it. Now I'm back in the game here. I'm ulting to try to snipe out this Vladimir, and I do the prediction of where he's gonna walk and hit him with the 4th shot, and which does end up killing him, which is of course very nice. Now we really need to secure these kills and find opportunities like these to really take out anyone we can, to find picks, things like that. We are not going to do very well in a 5v5 team fight because the enemy team has so much more gold than us. They have 6k more gold than us. They have Dragon Soul. And, you know, we're not going to win a fair fight. We want to look for unfair fights, ideally, so that we can win those. So here, you can see that one auto here is critting for like 1k. So our autos really hurt. Just look at that auto damage. Which is why we can possibly, you know, take out some of the enemies just by bursting them down. And that's really how this build works. Now I have 100% crit 4 items. I have my QSS as well, mainly for the Lux Q and for the Veigar cage as well. So here I'm just looking to see if we can one-shot anybody. Now of course, you want to look for these one-shots, but you don't want to overextend to do so, because you could get one-shot yourself. Of course, we're in the league of one-shots at the moment. So we want to just look for opportunity. Now Tristana here is baiting a Sivir in. You can see that one auto did half of her health. Tristana finishes her off, hops away, and we're trying to regroup with her so that she can get out safely. And getting the enemy ADC is always going to be a huge thing. Now, the issue here is that mid wave is pushing in, the top wave is pushing in as well, and Baron is spawning. Zyra has to go deal with the top wave before we lose an inhib, which Vladimir is there as well. And the enemy team is starting out the Baron. So here is Vladimir out of the picture and Sivir dead. We are in a 4v3 here. So here we make the decision to flash the wall, try to finish off Tryndamere. Tryndamere goes into GA. We're trying to finish off the Baron, and we do so really quickly. But now we're getting chased down by Tryndamere. I'm able to one-shot the Veigar and the Tryndamere afterwards. And we are able to kill both of them. And now at this point, we have the Baron. We have stolen the Baron. Vladimir is in a 1v1 against the Zyra. Zyra actually doesn't really come that close to killing him, but he takes a tower shot, which actually means he's 1 HP now. So I'm trying to see if I can really reach him. I'm going to pop the ulti, try to snipe him down. But unfortunately, I get tunnel vision. I don't see the Lux coming in from the side, who just one-shots me, you know, with just a Q, with just a QW, QE. Doesn't even have to ult there, just QE, and I just get one-shot instantly. So this is where I'm like, you know what, I think I need a GA. Like, I'm just dying a little bit too easily from these one-shots. So I think with a GA, that probably is going to help me out just with the revive. And hopefully my team can cover for me while I'm reviving. And then I can be back in the game, you know, to deal damage. Now, the issue here is Elder is now up, and I'm not. So it's all on my team to try to deal with the Elder. The whole enemy team is alive. Zyra and myself are not. And here, I'm pinging the Tristana non-stop to go for the Elder, because looks like the enemy team is doing it very slowly. So Tristana is hopping in, actually gets the steal on the Elder. The Tryndamere mistimes the smite completely, and even though Tristana does die, and looks like looks like multiple people are dying, Nami goes down as well. The fact that we got the Elder is huge, because why? It means the enemy team doesn't have the Elder. Now I personally don't have the Elder buff, but again, it does mean the enemy team doesn't have the Elder. Now we use our last bit of Baron to get the fast recall to get the GA, and we're going to head back onto the map now with a GA in tow to prevent ourselves from getting just one shot instantly. So now with that, we can go on to the red buff here. Yeah, get the red buff for ourselves. This time we're not going to wait for Tristana. She still has a 12-second death timer. No point in doing so. Now I haven't spotted on vision, and whenever you do that, you never want to be too greedy. So I wasn't going for the Krug. I'm going near my Pantheon to see if I can help him out. Now Lux apparently either has vision there or is just guessing that I'm there. But yeah. So thankfully we don't get hit by the combo. If we did, we have GA, so we probably would have been fine, but that'll be a little bit of a waste of a GA that we just bought. So here you can see Vladimir is running in. Now I think Zyra used a spell on him, which is why his crown got popped. I root him down, and one-shot him basically with the auto. I did so much damage that I out-damaged the Elder buff from my team, by the way. The stun there actually saves me from walking to the Lux ult, but Lux one-shots the Zyra at this point. Now here Pantheon's getting caught in between the rock and hard place, but thankfully I'm here to one-shot the Lux. I go unstoppable to barely not get caged in by Veigar's cage, and again I'm the last person standing. Thankfully though, as I've said, Jhin has really good wave clear, and you can see the top wave is actually pushing all the way in to the enemy in him, and the top wave is destroying their in him unless the enemy team can stop it. Now thankfully, it looks like any team cannot stop it, so here we actually get a bounty 20 minutes into the game. That's how far behind we are apparently. So we get a bounty like 20 minutes into the game, but it is about to expire, and we're just clearing out mid wave to ensure we don't lose to it. Next objective spawning is going to be Baron in 14 seconds, which is obviously where we're going to be going next. So here, in the meanwhile, we don't even really need to farm anymore because we're kind of full build, but we're kind of just auto-piloting to farming because, of course, we are an ADC main for the past over 3 years, and farming is just in the DNA, right? So we're just going to keep on farming. But also, it's not just about farming, it's about wave clear. Like, I have really good wave clear. I need to one-shot these waves so that we can, you know, move around the map as a team instead of being busy clearing waves. Now, Vladimir here, it looks like he's about to get caught up by my team. Does have the crown though, so you can see that Pantheon doesn't catch him out. And he doesn't even pop the crown. He pulls and goes untargetable. Really good W by the Vladimir there. Now here, I'm here though, so I'm just going to try to one-shot him with the autos without even using the crown. Now, somebody actually trolled there by popping his crown. If his crown wasn't popped, I would have actually just one-shot him there. Right then and there, because his crown popped and gave him the damage reduction. So someone on my team trolled there by casting a spell on him. But I don't know who. Might be the Pantheon. Anyways, the enemy team tries to end. Once again, Silver gets caught out and dies before a major objective. That you can see the top wave is pushing in, and Tryndamere has to deal with it because the top wave is going to end the game. And because of that, he is the jungle, so he shouldn't be the one doing so. So here I'm just going to Hex Splash over the wall, and we're going to try to rush the Baron. Enemy team does show up, but it's too late. I'm going to quickly QSS out of the Veigar cage so I don't get one shot by the Lux. QSS saved me multiple times already in this match. And now I'm going to grab this mid wave, and by grab I mean we're trying to clear the mid wave so that, you know, so that we don't lose to minions like the enemy team almost did. So red buff is up. I'm trying to go grab that red buff. However, Tryndamere is pushing in the top lane, which is pretty smart so that you kind of counter the push of the super minions, at least for a while. But he's getting run down at the moment. So here, again, we still have Baron, but we're not putting it to very good use, but simply because we can't really. We're kind of busy defending. Zyra is now in a little bit too deep. Vladimir is chasing her down. I'm ghosting in. You can see I'm only autoing. I'm not using my spells. So here I'm trying to run him down. I've tried to flash forward, but unfortunately I end up dying instead. Thankfully we got the GA though for the revive, and I dodged the Lux ulti just barely, and I'm going to have to run for the hills. Now my GA is down. We have Baron recall, so we're going to quickly use the Baron recall with the Elder spawning in 2 seconds. We're going to sell the GA, and here we're going to actually get the Sterix. Sterix, of course, giving us the health, the extra AD, and most importantly, the shield, which might save us. So here Tristana is soloing the Elder Dragon, and Pantheon dies to Veigar, and here we just need to run to Elder to make sure Tristana doesn't die to anyone on the enemy team, and Tristana should be able to get it. Yeah, Tristana does get the Elder Dragon. Of course, she is also full build at this point. I barely dodged the Lux ulti again, and a Lux Q again, which would have spelled death. And yeah, here again we're not using spells. Unfortunately, Nami W ends up hitting, but here we're able to finish him off with the Elder Dragon. Silver also dies to the Elder Dragon from Nami this time though. And here is where we can kind of try to shine. Unfortunately, a Veigar ulti kills me when I'm basically at full health, which is bonkers. Like, I look at my health there, I was like basically at full health, nearly full health, and Veigar ulti just one-shots me. I mean, I guess this late into the game, 24 minutes into the game, he has full build. I'm not sure how many stacks he has on his passive, but he probably has over 1,000 AP at this point. So I guess I shouldn't be that surprised, but that's kind of ridiculous how just one button just one-shots you from like basically near full health. Like, wowee. So anyways, at this point, my Sterix has been popped, and I think that ate through my Sterix, by the way. Like, that ate through my Sterix and my health bar, which is completely ridiculous. Sterix has been popped, so no real use of that anymore. GA is still on cooldown, so with those two on cooldown, I'm actually going to get the Maw. Of course, seeing as the Lux and the Veigar are kind of the issue at the moment. And now with the Veigar basically one-shotting me twice and Lux also being able to just one-shot me, I decided to change my QSS to a Stasis. I haven't gone caught by Veigar cage yet. QSS has saved me from Lux roots a few times, like twice I think. But with the Stasis, we can Stasis the Veigar ulti, we can Stasis if we get rooted by the Lux ulti as well. So I think that Stasis overall is going to be a good buy. Now Lux here is getting flanked by us. Sivir is on the flank of her own, but not a very smart idea. Lux ends up dying. I'm going to pop the ulti, trying down to snipe the Veigar, not really working. And Sivir, what is Sivir doing? Sivir gets caught by the Pantheon, and the first shot from the ulti just instantly one-shots her, which is insane. I wasn't thinking that would kill her either, by the way, but I guess it does. So I guess the damage in this game is just too insane. Now Veigar, you can see, takes more than half health worth of damage from my auto attack. And Vladimir eats my shield. My Maw shield, and here you can see we are basically doing a split call. So Tristana standing on vision, probably not very smart, but Tristana is doing the Baron and I'm helping her out while my team is pushing. So with the jungler dead, they can't really contest the Baron, and they are basically forced to go stop my team. So we get a free Baron, and now we can rejoin our team to try to end the game. Now here's prime time to maybe end the game. We have a huge double stack super minion wave at top. We have wave pushing in mid, and we have to kind of try, but Pantheon ends up dying, which is not very ideal. Now, for the first time in a long time in the match, we actually have more gold than enemy team. Sivir, not sure what she's doing, gets chunked out big time. Tristana has pushed in the wave on bot and is going for the bot lane, which is really, really smart of her. We pop the Vladimir shield with the W so he doesn't have it for a future fight. Tristana gets the tower, but is getting jumped on. I'm going to pop my ulti to just snipe some people out. I snipe the Veigar down and the Vladimir down as well as he comes out of the pool. And I think this is the critical 2 picks that is going to lead to us winning the game here. With the Veigar wave clear gone and with the Vladimir threat of killing us gone, we're just going to run, pop the ghost, we're focusing the Nexus, avoiding everything else, focusing the Nexus, and we end the game after a very, very, very hard fought, game. So I'm going to leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.